So Jai, here we are walking up Campion Hill, doing your exercise you like to do, heart and lungs and all that, as part of your EDAM regime, which you've outlined before. How are you feeling today as you walk up?
I feel wonderful. I love being out here. Can you hear the bird song? You can hear blue tits, you can hear the robin already starting his autumnal territorial sort of singing. They're territorial throughout the year, including, and they start quite early, and it's one of the nicest sounds you hear in autumn. Anyway, this is one of my favourite walks, and as we go up the hill, it's a good test of my heart and lungs. So exercise, and I do sort of have different types of exercise, but this is my favourite exercise because it's interacting with nature. There are nice views, there's seasonality, which I really enjoy, and there's something to be gained from actually doing the same walk through the seasons.
Yes, I see that.
And you see the seasons show themselves. The thing about exercise is obviously at different stages of your journey. You can see that I'm a little bit breathless now. You will feel at various stages of the journey, you will feel able to do various levels of activity. So it's important that you stay as active as possible. Certainly it's helped me in terms of conditioning and fitness. Apart from that, I also find it, I'm a bit breathless now, sorry. I also find it a joyful thing. I find it empowering. You're doing something to help yourself. I find a lot of pleasure when I do have one of these walks, when I'm actually at the top. We'll go to the top, and there's a nice panorama of Warwickshire and the surrounding countryside. And so it's not just a military style exercise. It's actually quite joyful, quite happy. So my short walks are my favourite. The other thing is they're also a yardstick of where you're at. So what do I mean by that? You might notice for some reason or another, oh look, over there, a buzzard circling ahead. Wow, how beautiful. Riding a thermal, there it is, looking for carrion, or perhaps just simply flying on a thermal, enjoying it's the joy of flight. And you can almost sense that, the way he's going about his thermals, riding it like a surfer might a wave. Beautiful sight. So, these are the sort of things that make it such a joyful experience.
Earlier, Jai, when you were talking to us, there was a sparrowhawk appeared in the sky circling around your place, and you actually said thank you to the sky. Why was that?
Well, it was just nice for the sparrowhawk to show himself right above. It was a nice little flight, and I thought, well, thank you, my friend.
I'm sorry I interrupted you. Carry on.
No, so as I say, exercise is also a yardstick of, whether something's amiss. So you might be one week walking up, and you're out of the blue more untowardly breathless. You started getting breathless perhaps earlier than you would do in the hill, and so it might indicate that something's amiss. And you then say, well, I got a chest infection, or you just become a bit more primed for some complications, or you look for other signs that perhaps indicate you've got a marrow problem, like you're anemic for some reason. So it can be used as a yardstick as well. Other exercises that I do involve much more, breathless again, talking and walking, involve stretching and strengthening. So I do stretching exercises to to sort of improve flexibility. I've got terrible back, so I do core strengthening exercises. And one of the other things that I try and focus on is improving my proximal muscles. So proximal means muscles up here and thighs. And why do I focus on proximal muscles? Because a lot of the regimes that I have involve steroids. And one of the side effects of steroids is what's called proximal myopathy, myomusculopathy, badness.
Basically, you become weedy. You become sort of weedier and thinner, and
That is a very personal sort of thing to say, Giles. No, you just lose muscle bulk. Thank you. Yeah. And so, and it redistributes fat. So you end up with a pot belly and very thin limbs, a bit like a lemon on matchsticks. Very attractive. So there we go.
so are there other things you can do for the exercise, fitness, and health?
Absolutely. So, other things that you do apart from self-care, like washing yourself, etc., are chores around the house. Again, by doing chores around the house, hopefully, you're of some use. But also, that is another form of exercise, if you like. So there are a number of ways of doing exercise, and I'm talking about exercise as if I do it every day. I try and do something every day if I can, but obviously there will be times when you don't feel like doing anything. You just want to curl up into a ball and just rest. And alongside exercise is important to pace yourself too. Have important rest and sleep.
Yeah.
Well,